On the morning of September 7th, 1920, a crime unfolded on Pine Mountain that would be remembered as one of the darkest in Harlan County's history. Her name was Lura Frances Parsons, the daughter of Walter Sneed Parsons and Drusy Ann Poe of Garrard County, a teacher of dietetics, gentle in manner but determined in her calling. For 2 years she had served at the Pine Mountain Settlement School, returning home to Lancaster during breaks. She was a daughter, a sister, and a teacher who cared for mountain children in one of the roughest corners of Appalachia. That September, she made her journey back to school after summer vacation. Just the night before, she had taken her younger brother and sister to Berea, helping place them in school before boarding a late train bound for Pineville. By dawn, she was on the line to Dillon, a small L and N station at the foot of Pine Mountain. From there, she would walk 6 miles across the mountain trail, a path she knew well. She was not alone on the train. A veterinarian sent to the settlement to inspect stock traveled with her. He later admitted that in conversation, she mentioned her plan to walk the trail on foot. He lingered behind to secure a mule and left Dillon nearly half an hour after her. He would arrive at the school 4 hours later, claiming he had lost his way. Lura never arrived. When she did not appear that evening, concern spread quickly at Pine Mountain. By the next day, the alarm was raised. Searchers scoured the ridges, and by Thursday afternoon, their fears were confirmed. Her body was discovered 50 yards from the trail, hidden behind a large rock. The scene was horrifying. A bloody club lay nearby, and the earth bore the marks of a savage struggle. She had fought desperately for her life. Her throat had been crushed, her body beaten, her dignity stolen. A contemporary newspaper called it one of the worst crimes in the annals of the criminal records of this section of the state, describing how she was attacked, assaulted, murdered, and dragged behind a rock. The officers who responded found evidence of a desperate fight. Her body was carried down the mountain to Harlan, then placed on the train back to Garrard County. She was laid to rest in Old Paint Lick Cemetery, Paint Lick, Garrard County, Kentucky, surrounded by her grieving family. Suspicion turned first to the veterinarian, the last man known to have seen her alive. He was brought back under guard for questioning, though he denied involvement, saying he had seen only a convict asleep along the road. At the prison camp nearby, guards discovered blood-stained clothes in the bunkhouse of another man. These were sent for analysis, but the tests were inconclusive. Detectives from Cincinnati came in, and the community's fury grew so hot that sheriffs had to guard both the convicts and the doctor from mobs calling for vengeance. In the end, there was no conviction. The veterinarian was released. The convicts were cleared. The trail grew cold, and the case remains unsolved to this day. Locals say the mountain never forgot. Travelers along Layden Trail spoke for years of seeing a woman in modest early 20th century dress walking steadily along the path as though returning to school. Others, driving the modern road, described glancing in their mirrors to see a pale young face staring back, only to vanish before the next bend. Near the rock where her body was found, hikers have felt a pressing weight of dread, the uncanny sense that they are being watched. Some even claim to hear the faint sob of a woman or the sound of footsteps pacing just behind their own. And in time, people began to wonder whether the tragedy of Lura Parsons had anything to do with another story born in Harlan County a decade later, the tale of Headless Annie on Black Mountain. Annie's legend, like Lura's, centers on a young woman murdered in violence, left broken on the mountainside. Annie is said to appear headless or clutching her severed head, chasing vehicles through the fog. Though the stories are separate, one rooted in the real, documented murder of a teacher, the other a ghost tale tied to the bloody coal wars of the 1930s, others insist Annie is a spirit born of many tragedies, and that perhaps in her facelessness she carries pieces of Laura's story with her. Either way, both hauntings circle the same truth. Harlan County has seen too much blood on its mountain trails. The spirits of its women, wronged and silenced, walk those ridges still. Whether you call her Lura or Annie, the warning is the same. On Pine Mountain and Black Mountain alike, the past is not at rest, and the dead are not silent. Thank you for watching till the end. See you next time on Hillbilly Files.